Okay, so I'm just going to go over one of the problems we discussed in our meetup. Okay, so we have this word problem, and we're trying to find if this binomial is a factor of the function f of x, which has a polynomial, and we have to explain your answer. Okay, so a couple things that are different with the problems we've seen before is that first, it's a word problem, and here they're asking us to find a factor. Now, whenever you see a problem asking you to find a factor, always bring into mind they're asking you to divide. They're asking you to do division. So there are two methods of solving this. One method is to use synthetic division. That is what we were learning yesterday and the day before. So here we notice, okay, so this would be our divisor. And we notice that we have a -4 here. So the k we're going to use the opposite of -4, which is a +4. And we're going to set up our synthetic division. So 4 would be out here, and the coefficients will be inside. So we have a 2, we have a -5, we have a -11, and then we have a -4. We don't need to put 0 over here because all of the exponents are there, 3, 2, 1, nothing's being skipped. Okay. So now we're just going to bring down the 2, and then we're going to multiply. So we're going to do 4 times 2, which is 8. You put the 8 underneath, add, and then you get 3. And then again, you're going to do 4 times 3. 4 times 3, that equals 12. Put the 12 underneath the 11. You're adding. -11 plus 12, that is a +1. So again, you're going to multiply 4 times 1. That equals 4. And now you're going to add these two. -4 plus 4, that equals a 0. Now, the last number over here, that's usually our remainder. And if we notice, our remainder is a 0. So that's a clue for me. That's a clue that shows that x minus 4 is a factor. So when you explain your answer, you're going to write this sentence. X minus 4 is a factor of f of x because the remainder is 0. Usually if the remainder is 0, that means this polynomial divides completely into this, and that's all we need for this answer. So that's one way of solving this question. You can do synthetic division. Another way of doing it is that we can use our remainder theorem. Okay, so this is a method using our remainder theorem. So, and just to get you guys up, remind you, remainder theorem states if a divisor, x minus k, any divisor that is in this format, is a factor, let me put if, of the function, any function, then if we take the k from here, the opposite of it, and plug it into the original function, we're going to get the remainder. So going by this theorem, if this x minus 4 is a factor of f of x, then when we plug in the 4 into our function, we should get 0. Again, that 0 is going to tell me that this x minus 4 is a factor of this problem. So here I'm just going to plug in the 4 into this function. Now, if you use your graphing calculator, or if you plug it in bit by bit, like if you did this part, and this part, and then you put them all together, you're going to find that it ends up being a 0 at the end. So because you plugged it in, all of this, and you should check it, and you have a 0, then you can say x minus 4 is a factor of f of x because of the remainder theorem. So you can use any way. You can plug it in, or you can go ahead and do synthetic division, whatever you're comfortable with, just as long as you have that sentence.